Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing around with something that is super nostalgic to my childhood, and this is the ColourPop and Star Wars collaboration. I'm really excited because I grew up watching Star Wars. Every holiday when we would get together, the kids were always watching Star Wars while the parents were cooking dinner for Thanksgiving or Christmas, whatever it was, or just going and seeing the films with my dad. And it's one of my favorite movies growing up. Definitely something I wanted to get when I saw this collab come out. Now, I also had to break out the Star Wars shirt and just play around with the makeup. Now, you guys, there is an eyeshadow palette. We played with some Jedi Knight shadows. We've got some lipsticks, lip glosses, and graphic ink liners, as well as the look evolved towards the end because this was not planned. But you guys, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. But if you want to see swatches to this collection, as well as how I got this look, as well as how it evolved to a lot of glitter, just keep watching. Okay, so jumping into this collection, and I am so excited for this. I really enjoy ColourPop cosmetics, and then they do some fun collabs. So this is the packaging for the Star Wars and ColourPop. This is just the outer carton, and I'm kind of disappointed because the outer carton has the Star Wars characters on it, but the actual palette itself, it's just the stars and a very shimmery Star Wars logo. As well as we have the cream lipsticks, and of course you've got Darth Vader, who is everyone's favorite villain. You have the packaging for the Luxe lip glosses, which is the Stormtroopers, and the Jedi Knight shadows. Look at the packaging. It is so cute with R2-D2 and 3CPO. I had a brain fart real quick. I was just like, wait, what was his name? And then I was super excited for the packaging for the graphic ink liner. They made little lightsabers, you guys. It is so cute. I just cannot bring myself to save the outer cartons. The packaging itself for the graphic liners, really cool. I love the holographic style. And then of course it says Star Wars on it. And then same thing with the lipsticks. They also have the holographic Star Wars. And then with the Luxe lip glosses, so you can see the color, they made it transparent with the holographic titling. So we are gonna jump into this. We're gonna swatch some things and get an idea of what we're playing with, as well as I need an idea of what I'm gonna do with this look. Let me set all these cartons off to the side. Oh, and then also like the little Jedi Knight shadows. They have the little black and holographic, which I love the Jedi Knight shadows, especially look at these shades. I'm excited for these. So I'm gonna be honest, when I saw that they were doing a collab with Star Wars, I wasn't sure what the color story would look like. I do like the packaging. It is just that normal paper packaging from ColourPop. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's very thin. This is the standard size for most of their palettes. Now, the inside is where you get the design of the characters and everything, which not a big deal. And then you have these really, really fun, bright colors. I'm really excited to see what this shade and this shade look like when they're swatched, because when they're separated, they're bright, vibrant, and then when they mix together, you might get a surprise. So as I usually do, I'm going to swatch the shimmers. I'm not going to swatch the mattes. Usually ColourPop's matte shades are really good, so I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. I do want to swatch my favorite shades. You guys, looking at some of these names, they're a lot of fun, like Rebel Princess, Jedi Knight, New Hope, Galactic Empire. I can dig it. Okay, so this first shade, this is Rebel Princess, and it is just a very icy white shade. It feels like it's a Super Shock shadow in the pressed form, but it is very icy white. It doesn't look like it has a shift to it, but this is the type of shade that I would put in the inner corner or brow bone. Then this shade is Hyperdrive, and in the pan, it looks like it's kind of a duochrome, but it is very like silvery with a green shift. Then we have Outer Rim, and that is the shade that was marbled and it turned into kind of a reddish black, almost like a black cherry shade. Then we have this amazing blue shade, Jedi Knight. If you hear the growling, it's my boyfriend's dog downstairs barking at someone that's outside. I don't know what he's getting mad about. Then you have this silver shade, which is Kessel Run. Look how metallic that is. Ooh, that is really pretty. Let's go ahead and swatch those right here. Ooh. And then I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the silver right. Oh, that is absolutely stunning. I really want to do something with that silver. Then we have New Hope, which is this really pretty gold shade. This gives me 3CPO vibes. I mean, it's not as metallic as he was, but it is a really pretty shade. Then you have Galactic Empire, and it looked like a shimmer in the pan, but it's more like a suede shade, if that makes sense. If you've been here before, like the soft shades that look like they should be shimmers, but end up looking more of a shiny matte, if that makes sense. I refer to them as suedes. And then we have Space Pirate, which, oh, look at that shade, you guys, that blue. And it's kind of like a periwinkle blue with purple glitter in it. And then this last shade, the one on my pinky, this is First Wave. So this is a brown with gold glitter in it. It's not really a shimmer, but I swatched it because it has glitter in it and I just wanted to see what it looked like. So we're gonna go ahead and swatch those right here on top. See, and the swatches don't always give you the best idea. Like that periwinkle shade didn't swatch there as pretty as it would probably be on the eye. And same thing with the red. It skipped, and I don't know if it skipped because of how I swatched it or if that's just a shade. And I feel like it's probably my fault the way it's swatched. Sticking with eye products, we're gonna jump into the Jelly Munch shadows. So with these Jelly Munch shadows, there is a stopper in here. When you're done using it, make sure you put the stopper back in there and then put the top on tightly because otherwise they will dry out. I have had mine last for a pretty long time, as long as I keep the stopper where it's supposed to be. Okay, so the first Jelly Munch shadow, this is Protocol. It is such a pretty shade. It goes between gold and like an icy white. I don't know what I want to do because the other shade is stunning as well. This is Astromech, and it's very similar to that periwinkle shade, but when you look at it, this one has a little more like a black shade to it, whereas this one's a little more icy white. So I'm gonna swatch those right here. Ooh. Those are stunning, and I feel like this shade along with Astromech would be really pretty. I do know that they dried down pretty quickly on my fingers, which is why we only got that much payoff. I also just kind of want to play with this shade by itself with some of the dark shades. I don't know, we still have eyeliners and lipsticks to swatch, so let me do those real quick and we'll figure it out. Okay, you guys, I did go ahead and swatch the graphic ink liner, and I just wanted to get a feel for them. So this first one is Kyber Crystal. It's this shade right here, which is black with a shift of blue, and it's doing the blue shift because of like a pigment in there. It's not, there is some blue glitter flakes, but it's not anything too heavy. And then this shade right here is Lightsaber, which is more on the brown side, and then it does have gold glitter in there. These shades are really pretty. I don't do a lot of brown eyeliners, But I definitely think I would gravitate towards this, and especially with the idea I have for my eye makeup, I will probably use the Kyber Crystal. Okay, and now we have the Cream Luxe lipsticks. These I am actually really intrigued by because on the sides of them, they have the little star imprints. I love the details that ColourPop puts into their products. Now I did go ahead and swatch them already, and this first one, the lightest shade, this is Dark Lord. This red shade is Surrender, and this beautiful berry shade is Supreme Ruler. If you guys have been here before, you know that I gravitate towards the neutral shades. This one is leaning a little more orange though, so I might have to use a lip liner that leans a little more pink and see if we can pull that through, because I don't do a lot of like orangey nude shades. Although this shade right here is absolutely calling my name. Now the Luxe lip glosses, first off, they usually, to me, smell like Fruity Pebbles. So we absolutely need to smell test. Ooh, it smells like marshmallow. Interesting. Did they change the scent of their Luxe lip glosses? This shade is Elite, and it's just like that purple gloss. Oh, and it does actually have a violet glitter in it. So it is showing as more of a color than like clear. Let's see, what does it look like on the lips? You guys, it does have some purple to it. And then when you swipe it out, it's clear again. That is so nice and juicy on the lips, you guys. I kind of needed something for my lips. They're feeling a little bit dried out. And then this shade is Imperial, which is kind of, it looks like it's an like iridescent peach. Also smells like marshmallows. So we will put that right here. Ooh, it does have a little bit of a shade to it. And that looks like it has like lime green to teal glitter in it. So those are the lip products in this collection. Okay, looking at this color story, I think I have an idea of what I want to do. And we're gonna keep it pretty smoky, going with more of the like light neutral shades and then going into this black shade to kind of smoke it out. But I do want to play around with this shade just to see what it looks like. I'm gonna put it underneath the Jelly Munch Shadow Astromech. So that is what we're gonna do today. And then, you know, figure out the rest of it afterwards. So my first shade is gonna be this one right here, Starfighter. I'm gonna put that in the crease with a fluffy brush, and that's just gonna build the crease so it doesn't fluff everywhere, especially using a dark shade. I don't wanna start with black in the crease and then it just get out of control. So let me grab my handy dandy little mirror because there's not one in this palette. We're just gonna slightly start in the crease a little bit above the fold. And this shade is pretty light, so I'm not gonna have to put too much of it on, and I'm not gonna like pack it on because I also don't want it to be the shade that is dominant in here. But it's gonna act as a buffer for the other shadows. Now I am coming out in this outer V area, just dragging it out. That way it doesn't like exceed that for the black shade. It'll act kind of like a barrier. Just because black can get everywhere. I've had it where it fluffs all over and then there's no going back without just taking the makeup off. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Alliance, which is more of like a gray shade. And I think with that tan shade, it'll actually make a beautiful blend. I'm also gonna go in on that fluffy crease brush because I don't want it super concentrated. I just want a dust of color. So when I put that black shade down, it'll actually pick up some of it and then we can just add more in if we need to. So I'm just going in lower than that tan shade on the bottom part of this crease, the crease, my crease. I don't know. Sometimes I know words and sometimes I don't. And then I'm also gonna just put it right here in the outer V area to kind of make that, to make the wing, to just angle it out some more. All right, that is a really, for being more of a cool toned gray shade, that is really pretty. It has some interesting undertones that I like. Good start right there. Now is the fun part. And this is going into this dark shade right here, Star Destroyer, which is that very pigmented black shade. And we're going to pick it up very slightly. I'm gonna dip in, place it down, kind of get my shape before I start to blend it out. I don't want to get too much on to the point that I cannot bring it back down to where I want it to be. That was one dip, you guys. So, and I'm also gonna start it right here, not necessarily in the outer V, because I still want this gray shade to be more dominant too. Not more dominant, just part of the look. All right, starting out, just second dip. Just because I do want it to be a little bit darker. Not too far forward, because once I start blending, this is gonna have some color. When I was just starting to play around with makeup, and especially smoky eye looks, because I graduated high school in 03. I want to say the smoky eye look didn't start until like 2000. I wasn't doing it. I was still doing black eyeliner, lip gloss, and that was pretty much it. I had base products, but I wasn't doing anything too crazy. Like for the longest time, I wore a highlighter as eyeshadow because I couldn't find an eyeshadow single form that I was just like super in love with. So I literally just use Becca's Champagne Pop as my eyeshadow. I didn't use it as highlighter. I didn't even know what highlighter was. But I had it. I had it in my collection. I have since purchased it again. And you guys, Becca's not a company anymore. They did actually sell Champagne Pop. I think it's to Smashbox. So if you love that highlighter, you can still get it. You just have to go to Smashbox. All right, so I've got my shape. Now we can start to kind of blend it out a little bit. Not too crazy. I just dipped in ever so slightly just to give us more to work with. So when I start to blend it up, and I'm just gonna start pulling slightly to the end of my eyebrow and then going into the crease. And we just kind of have that grungy, smoky look for right now. There's nothing saying that you can't just have a light smoky eye. You don't have to go like all in. But I do enjoy a smoky eye once in a while. I really like that. And then, so I always notice that even though I go up, I feel like there's like a divot on this eye where my shading is. So I'm always having to like go back and build in this corner. If that makes sense. I am gonna go back into that gray shade Alliance ever so slightly, just on this outer edge of the black, and just kind of blend them together. And now we have that gray taupey shade with the tan, and they're just stacked. I'm gonna go into the shade Space Pirate before I put down Astromech, because I just want to see what Space Pirate looks like by itself. And this one feels like a super shock shadow as well. Ooh, That is so pretty because I also think this is gonna lighten it up a little bit. So I feel like if I do it mostly right through here and then add astromech in the inner corner, and with the Jedi Knight shadows, I can use a brush and kind of finesse it in. So I wanna see if I can get like a shooting star effect. We'll see. So I'm just placing this because it is a little bit darker. This does have glitter in it, and I guess I didn't really realize it before. This has like purple and blue. Actually, I did say that. It has purple and blue glitter in it. I said it after I swatched it. I think I've losing my mind, you guys. Really, really pretty. All right, so with this, I think I'm going to use a dry brush and a small one at that to kind of finesse it where I want it to go. So I'm just gonna hold on to the cap because it'll be easier to manipulate it. And I'm just going to use this really tiny flat brush, ever so slightly. We're just going to start right here in the inner corner. Ooh, that is so pretty. Okay, it's kind of not doing what I expected, only because the brush seems to be pulling a little bit. It maybe just needed to dry a little. Let's see, I'm going to tap in ever so slightly on the pinky. Oh, it's starting to shift this color, this dark periwinkle shade. It's making a little more like holographic. I'm just tapping into it. I'm not going in like trying to get a whole lot, just because I want to be able to have a little more control over it. And then I picked up a little bit of Star Destroyer, and just on the outer edge where I feel like Space Pirate kind of moved too far, I'm just going to brush it back a little bit and reclaim some territory. All right, let me work on this eye, get some face products. I'll be back to finish this off. Okay, we've got to finish off this eye look, and looking at the color story, I thought about doing one of the bold shades like the red and dragging that underneath, even the blue. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into Alliance, bring that all the way under, which is that gray, bring this blue just on the outer edge, and then smoke it out with the black. So we're sticking with that blue theme. So just dipping into Alliance on my little pencil brush, we're going to just tap it into place before we smudge it out. So just to get it where we need it to be. And now into that blue shade Rebellion, which is really pretty. Just tapping right here on top of Alliance. And I'm just dragging this up into the black. And then into Star Destroyer, which is that beautiful shade of black. We're just going to, on the outer V, bring it forward and then into the blue. I'm not bringing it too far into the blue, and really like when you're looking at it, you can see the tinge of blue, but I just want to keep that black smokiness and then mix and mingle into the blue. I feel like I always forget this step, and that's the inner corner highlight and the brow bone. I'm gonna go into the shade Rebel Princess, and what's crazy is when I swatched it and I was looking at it, it looked like it was just a white shade. There is actually what looks like pink and blue glitter in here. So I'm interested to see how it plays with the Jedi Knight shadow that's in there. It is the slightest white, but it is picking up. And it is going on with a dry brush. And now with my highlighter brush, see if it'll do the brow. It's going on there. It's something that it looks like you're gonna need to build unless you just go on the finger and just tap it on there. Okay, that worked. And then I still had some on the brush that I picked up. Ooh, it is just so icy white. Okay, now of course I need to finish off my look with brows, eyeliner, mascara, and then of course we need to put on a lip. Now with as bold as this eye turned out, I don't know if this bold berry shade is gonna be the shade that I go for. I think I'm actually gonna use the neutral shade Dark Lord. And then keeping with the ColourPop theme, I did grab the Rudolph Lippy Liner in Clarice, which is that like neutral beigey shade that I really gravitate towards. And I absolutely love this one. You can see how much I have used it. This came out in last Christmas, this past Christmas. And I think it's still available. So if you need a good neutral shade, this one is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and we will come back for final look and thoughts. Okay, you guys, I went and did everything except for the lipstick. I did already line my lips with the Clarice lip liner from ColourPop, and I wanted to use the Dark Lord lipstick. It looks like it's a little more orange, so we'll see. Maybe it's just not the right shade of lip liner. It's not. It's interesting, you guys. Not my go-to shade. It's a little more like peachy than pinky. I am trying to like marry the liner and the lipstick together, just because the lip liner is a little more like cool toned. Okay, so besides the color, you guys, the lipstick from ColourPop is so nice on the lips. It's super creamy. Even though my lips feel dry, and that's because I worked out this morning and I just don't think I drink enough water throughout the day, they feel really nice. So I do like that about the Cream Luxe lipsticks. They're not a product that like says it's going to be budge proof, but you get great payoff, they feel great on your lips, and they do last for quite some time. If you're gonna be drinking something, it is gonna transfer. But that's just all about preference. It's not a bad shade. It's growing on me. Okay, you guys, so I actually had no intentions of doing this, but there are so many times that I'm doing my makeup and I'm like, ooh, I wanna do a pop of color, I wanna do a colorful highlighter, just add some things in there, and then I go against my better judgment. But when I do actually go ahead and do those things, I get so many compliments. And thankfully, I had my friend Casey's birthday, and it was a couple weeks ago. I played around with some very fun highlighter and glitter, and then I took the glitters with me to the party, so if anyone else wanted to play around with them, they could. And it was a blast. We all had glitter. So let's recreate that real quick. I might not go as involved as I did last time, which I had highlighter everywhere, even on like my collarbones. And I had it like all along like my jawline, just to kind of give that intergalactic theme. We'll do a little more tame. So I don't know if you have this in your collection. If you don't, if you have something that is similar, that's the one thing, is you don't have to do it exact. You can duplicate it with something similar. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Moon Child Glow Kit. This palette I purchased, I want to say it was at TJ Maxx, but these shades right here are the highlighters I used, and I used this one right here, which is Purple Horseshoe. So I already have highlighter on that I put on earlier when I did all my face products, and I did the same thing for Winefest. I had my makeup done, but I had done my makeup to the point that I knew that I could transition it into something a little bit different for the party. So I don't know if you can tell, there's a lot missing. Like, I dug into this quite a bit, and I don't think you can tell, but it just honestly doesn't matter how much you put. You can put as little or a lot as you want. So we'll start off ever so slightly. And I say that, we're putting blue highlighter on. But I really wanted this to pop last time. And so you can start to see the blue shift in there. I didn't swatch it for you, but that's what it looks like. So it has that blue iridescence to it. which I absolutely love. The other one in here is Blue Moon, and it's a little more silvery white. And then there's Star, which is a little bit gray. I went with the Purple Horseshoe because it has that purplish blue essence. So I do the highlighter first. And then I even like dusted it up into my temple area. So you just see it when the light hits it. Head on, you didn't see it. People didn't really realize that I had blue and glitter until I turned my head and they're like, wait, what'd you do? So we're gonna have fun with this. I already started. We're gonna finish it. But I went up into my temples because I was like, you know what? I ended up going as like an alien trying to blend in, and I even wore my Star Wars shirt for that party, but it was such a good time. And then it was crazy because, you know, we talk about how old is too old for glitter and shiny things. You're never too old. You do what you want and have fun with it. But we get into that stigma and then we forget to have fun with the makeup that we do purchase. And then of course on the nose. All right, so we have a good base because we have the highlighter. It's gonna just bring through from what I do with the glitter. Now I have two different ones. This is Disco Lady, which is kind of like an iridescent white. And then I have from the Villains collection, Anomaly. And this is more of like that silvery blue. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the chunky. So I always look at the glitters and I'm like, okay, which one is chunkier? So the holographic white is, and I put that down first. So I don't know if you can really see what it looks like in there. Their gel glitters are some of the prettiest. And then one of the things that I did, I put it back towards here where I don't mind it to be chunkier and worked its way up, and I just tapped it into place. And then that night, I even had it in my hair. I'm not gonna go that far. It was really difficult. I think I had glitter on my hair for like 2 days afterwards. It didn't matter that I had washed my hair almost 5 times the day after. I literally had glitter in my hair for the next 2 days. And I was like, oh, I really hope you can't see this at work because it was chunky. See, just the light catches it just ever so slightly. And I'm really not trying to get this in my hair. At least with my makeup balm, it does come off. So without glitter, with the glitter. So, and then this is Anomaly, which is a little bit more liquidy. Also same thing, I just pick it up on the finger and I start tapping it into place. Because this is a little more liquidy, I'm just a little bit quicker with where I tap it into place. Did you need this part? No, if you liked it before, stick with that. But I went with this like, and what's funny is one of my friends is like, are you sure it's alien and not mermaid? And I was like, you know what? Let me have fun. There was a TV show that I watched when I was younger, and I think there was an alien that had like a glitter exterior, which is where I got that idea from. But for the party, I actually had it coming down into the jawline. So it just literally, my entire exterior of my face had glitter and then into my hair. So you do what you want because it is your makeup look and it is you having fun that day. Okay, you guys, I swear this is the final look. Let me know your thoughts. Did you like it before I did the glitter? Do you think that is fun with the glitter? I honestly believe that it doesn't matter how old you are. It just, if it feels good to you, go ahead and do it. Have fun with it. Because you don't have to go crazy with it. I think I definitely did. But if you feel comfortable in it, do it. I have gotten compliments on it because you don't see it normally. And it's fun. You don't have to have a theme for a party or whatever. just enjoy it. And I honestly believe that I do not use my glitters enough. So anyways, you guys, that is where I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really interested in your comments, so definitely put those down below. Let me know, did you pick up this collection? Are you just deciding not to get it? Let me know your thoughts and why, because I always like interacting with you in the comments. But you guys, that is it for this video. I swear this time. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.